What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video a day before the 15-year Beggacy marathon. That's right, folks. But before we touch and discuss the marathon, we need to address yesterday's playthrough of Armored Core Premier playthrough, and also Street Fighter Leveling Up E Honda. Both, of course, were mitigated disasters, which of course your boy Duty loves to watch. So let's see what Phil has to say on the daily wrap. It should be very interesting.
My first day back of a 6-day streaming week, finally, after 2 really weird weeks, one being super long and one being super short. We're back to a normal length week, although it is anything but normal because this week we have a lot of special stuff, including a brand new release that I played today, a special anniversary marathon tomorrow, great stuff coming up. So let's talk about today, my first day back. First of all, on the Level 1 podcast, we had absolutely tons to talk about, including the Phil's Day Off segment, discussing what I did yesterday, also gaming news, and all kinds of fun updates regarding tomorrow's marathon. If you're interested in the anniversary event tomorrow, tons of knowledge, including 4 different kinds of liquor I'm going to have, food, all kinds of fun festivities. I hope you will join me tomorrow for that. But if you want the full skinny on it, check out the podcast from this morning. After the podcast, we started with Armored Core 6. Now, I had absolutely no idea what to expect from this game. I had never played an Armored Core game before. I haven't played a mecha combat game in ages. Started off, and within the first half hour, you're at the end of the tutorial mission, and the first boss shows up, and it is a doozy. It is incredibly difficult because you don't really have a handle for the game's controls yet. And this boss is shooting you with 3 different kinds of weapons: a machine gun, homing missiles, and slow kind of giant damaging missiles. And since you don't really understand the maneuverability of your mech yet, it's tough to learn. You have to learn it on the fly. So if anything, that's the one segment of the game that's like Dark Souls. Figure it out. But once you beat that first boss, which is challenging, and you get to the ability to start customizing your mech, both visually and, parts wise, and then you start into the real meat of the game with all the missions and stuff, it gets really fun. These missions are very digestible and short, only about 10 minutes long each. Some of them are challenging, but they're not overly challenging as long as you get used to the control scheme of controlling a mech. It's not that hard at all, in my opinion. And this game has fair checkpoints, meaning if you're in the middle of a mission and you die near the end, usually they're going to give you a checkpoint about halfway through the mission, so you don't have to redo the first half, which is exactly what you want from a modern game. So it looks like FromSoft actually kind of learned, or at least decided they didn't want you to have to trudge through the entire level from the start like you had to do in a previous FromSoft Soulsborne game.
All right, folks. So if you're listening to Phil, what he decides to praise is 1, the game is easy; 2, the missions are quick; 3, the checkpoints are fair. So these are the 3 things that Phil decided to highlight versus good gameplay, good customization features, challenging, meaningful content, as Phil likes to say. He doesn't mention any of that. He mentions the 3 things that made the game easy for him. Yet again, it just shows why Phil is a bad gamer. I mean, he likes the game just because of that. If it would have been a traditional FromSoft game where it would have been extremely challenging, difficult, longer segments, Phil would have had a heart attack. He would have been sitting here complaining, saying that he thinks it's Dark Souls. It's just utterly complaining and crapping on it. Not to mention that he only made, I think, $70 on that playthrough, which for Premiere is terrible. And he can't sit here and say, well, it's not really a big triple A game. It's not really the start of the hardcore gaming season. No, he can't say that because we've heard him say Armored Core is one of those triple A games that's going to start off the season on a high note. And towards the end, before he played it, he was praising the game almost a little bit, trying to build some hype around it. And of course, the Dents really weren't feeling it, as you'll hear in this upcoming segment about the game.
Anyway, I liked it. 3 hours. I was having fun. I fought multiple bosses. Some of them were tougher, but I beat them. I kept changing my loadouts and customizations. By the end of the stream, I had totally upgraded my legs to now be like a hover bot that can fly around, mostly maneuvering and shooting. It's really fun once you get into the customization of the mechs. So I liked it. The audience was split. Half the audience was like, wow, this is something different and refreshing and something Phil normally wouldn't play. Great. And others were like, wow, this game is nothing like a FromSoft game that we expected. It sucks. I don't really know what to say to that. Keep in mind, this is a game that originally I was not going to play, and it was donated by a viewer, and you guys campaigned to see me play it, so I'm playing it, and then half the people are like, oh, it sucks. It's like, wow. Then why'd you ask for it? I don't know. I mean, I had a good time. Support was decent. It wasn't, oh my God, bowling me over, but it was a decent support stream. And, you know, we had good viewership. Overall, I enjoyed it. I'm actually looking forward to my next stream of it. Now, for what I'm going to understand, there is kind of a difficulty spike or check coming up, likely in the next stream. But, you know, par for the course for a FromSoft game. If it's anything like the first boss, I think I'll adapt and probably beat it and continue on. And, you know how this game continues. If you want to see it continue to be a daytime stream game or maybe later on a night stream game, that could be arranged. I guess we'll have to talk about that. But I am doing a second stream of it coming this Tuesday, daytime stream, okay? Then tonight's late night stream was Friday Night Fights on DSP Gaming, featuring Street Fighter 6 and Honda in...
Okay, so yeah, he is correct in saying that the difficulty, there is going to be a difficulty spike in the game coming up. I'm playing the game. I like it. It's a little difficult, challenging, and you got to kind of really think about what you want to do. You just can't simply just go in it and wing the game. You can't. And the difficulty is going to get more increasingly more difficult. So couple the fact that the support was just not there. He got $70 in tips, barely any super chats, and I think he got 1 or 2 members. So I know that usually for premiere streams, Phil believes that he should get at least a tier 3 tip goal. You know, he should hit the tier 3 tip goal for at least a premiere. And it just hasn't happened for any of his playthroughs this summer. I mean, I think the last one was maybe was probably Hogwarts, and I think he probably got like $130, $140 in tips. So support was not even that grand, and he played it twice. He played it in the morning and the afternoon. And the afternoon stream, I think he made $30. So being the fact that this game only garnered $70 and that the difficulty is going to increase in the next stream, I'm pretty sure that Armored Core is going to be sent to ban world pretty soon. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Armored Core. Let's now get into the whole Street Fighter business.
Ranked gameplay. Was it annoying? Of course it was. At this point, most people who are around that 4 to 5 star diamond level have all mastered the online pattern with a top tier character. It's rare to see someone who's not using one of the top 5 to 8 characters in the game, even though the game has more than triple that or about double that. How many characters? 18. You never see half of the cast. I haven't seen a Guile in ages. I really haven't. Chun-Li you rarely see. There's certain characters that almost never get played in this game, but you always see 14 Kens every night because that's how people are. They're easy mode bullshit and they want to get their easy wins. It's all the same. Since I'm playing mid-tier characters in Honda and Blanca, I don't have the advantages of these other people playing, so I'm going to lose. And I've kind of accepted that. Like tonight, was I annoyed whenever a top tier character spammed a pattern, guessed correctly, got lucky, trapped me in the corner, and guessed 4 times correctly? Yeah, you get annoyed, but at this point, is it really worth getting so upset about? Is it really worth screaming at the top of my lungs, punching my joystick like I did with Blanca the other night? It's really not. Tonight, I had critical matches. One time, I got a guy in the corner, and someone says to me in the chat, no level 3? No, of course I did it. Of course I did the level 3 combo. Didn't give it to me. But I'm not going to sit here and whine about it all night. I'm just going to say, well, it dropped it. Oh, well. On to the next round. Do my best to win again. So hopefully you enjoy. I did overall win more than I lost. I did gain a good amount of points tonight. So it wasn't like this was a significant waste of time or anything like that. But I'm only about halfway to 4-star diamond. I get the feeling the going will now be rough. Whenever I play, everyone is hovering around that 4-star to 5-star level, who kind of sucks, but they play the safe pattern. And until you get to master, you're just going to have to put up with that online spammy bullshit. People getting lucky and lag, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I made progress. People were nice. Good support tonight for the stream. Appreciated that. All in all, great job. Great day. Tomorrow, folks. The big one.
Okay, yeah, support was not there yet again. I'm not sure what stream he's referring to, but I think what Phil's doing here is he's taking the opposite approach of complaining about support. And it's just been abysmal. He knows it. He knows it. He talks about it from time to time about how bad the support's been this summer. And I guess he figures there's nothing he can do about it, so why complain? So he's taking now the tact of, oh, it was pretty decent. It's not that bad or whatever. Which of course that won't last forever. I'm thinking what he's doing is he's betting on the marathon. He's hoping that some whales of the past come back for tips of the future and drop some big money. That's what he's hoping for. He's hoping to clear anywhere between like probably $600 to $1,000. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I mean, the last several marathon streams have not really garnered that kind of support. The last one was Jack Rackster, I think it was, dropped like $1,000 or something like that. It was one of those events back in like March or April, and that's it. I mean, the last one we made $300, $350, and only one person was willing to drop $100 for the alcohol. And now he's using the tact of, well, it's not just one form of liquor. I have 4, so now you have the choice to choose my poison. I mean, that's just that's so terrible. Just he has to degrade. It's almost like a prostitute. I mean, I'm not calling a Phil prostitute. I'm just saying that it's like being a prostitute, where he needs to demean himself. And the only way he believes he can garner support or big support is by drinking poison, as he likes to say, and he's perfectly fine with it. And it's just, it's pretty pathetic. I mean, 15 years, and this is your legacy, Phil. Hoping that your viewers would love to see you get smashed and hurt your health and pay for alcohol. I mean, it's pretty sad and pathetic.
Tomorrow, Saturday, August 26th, is my 15th anniversary party. So here's how it goes down. 10:45 a.m. Pacific time here on DSP Gaming. We're going to do a level 1 podcast. But then we're swapping over to DSP Reacts for the rest of the day. There's going to be an intro segment of about an hour, me going down memory lane and talking about my history of how I became a YouTuber, the early days, what it was like, how I adapted to turn it into my full-time job, how I adapted from going to casualized gameplay to more serious gameplay with direct capture, live streaming, how I changed my attitude completely in 2017, and basically the history of me as a YouTuber in the last 15 years. Then we're going to have a giant retrospective. We're going to be watching the clips you have nominated right here on this channel, members first, then open nominations from viewers. It's going to be a great time seeing what clips you guys have nominated. I'm excited for this. I hope that you are too. And the other fun thing, booze. I have 4 different kinds of hard liquor that I'll be drinking over the course of the day. I talked about that on the podcast. Give that a look. But that'll be happening. Food. My wife is making a giant spread of awesome barbecue style food. It's going to be a great day overall of us relaxing, having a good time, chilling. No pressure to do anything. Just we can interact as long as we want. Drink, be merry, as they say, and reminisce about 15 years of awesome content that I put out there. It's going to be a good one. Even if you're someone who normally doesn't come to a stream, even if you're someone who can only stop by for 30 seconds, do so and say hello. I want to see as many people as I can. I hope that I'm going to see people come out of the woodwork who I haven't seen in years just to say hello. That would be so nice to celebrate my anniversary here before we move on to the busy gaming season. So if you can, please stop by. Thanks in advance to anyone who does. All right? Great day coming tomorrow. Of course, we're back to regular stuff Sunday, Monday, but I'm very excited for tomorrow. Okay, guys? Thank you all. Have a good night. Be safe. See you all in the morning for the Level 1 podcast.
That's right, folks. Phil wants you to come out and support. He wants you to come out and drop him some tips. That's essentially what he's saying now. He wants people from his past to come back and drop $100 and let him get sloshed, let him get drunk. Pay him to drink liquor. That's what Phil's 15-year Beggacy comes down to. I'm so desperate, I'm willing to offer up my health, my sobriety, for a $100 tip. That's what Phil's 15-year Beggacy boils down to, and it's quite sad. I'll be covering it, I'll be clipping it and stuff like that. It should be a nice retcon of 15 years of history from Phil. And also I'm going to be streaming Sunday night, so we'll definitely have clips, we'll talk about it. we'll definitely be highlighting the inconsistencies and the retcons and the lies, and we'll go through how Phil did with support. So I know Phil is hoping that this Beggacy will save the channel, and I think it's a little too late for that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.